Baruch Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bracket Yahweh, Bracket Yahweh Shai, Bracket Yahweh, Bracket Yahweh Shai, Bracket Yahweh, Bracket Yahweh Shai, the Wada, Abba, Baba, called Kadash. I'd like to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach this truth, 100% truth, according to the Bible, our word. The title of this lesson is going to be called The Bait and Switch, and we have to be very circumspect. And let me give you a quick Google of the word circumspect. If I can find it real quick. Circumspect, wary and unwilling to take risks. The officials very circumspect of their statement. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Circumspect, careful to consider all circumstances, Shalakia, and possible consequences. Prudent diplomacy required a circumspect response. Careful and consider all circumstances. So let me get back to the lesson. Shalakia kind of going off the hip, going through the spirit. So Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15 and 16. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. And right now, we're in the evil time because the devil, Esau Edom, he knows that his time is coming to an end. His days are running short of him being ruler over the whole world. And Yahweh Shai is going to make his return and take him out of rulership. So he's coming for every trick that he has, every decree that he can sign, and the things that he can do to pretty much pull the wool over the eyes of the people. And so they come up with a lot of deception, a lot of enchantments and things of that nature to fool the people, to try to put them in the trick bag. And right now you see that Donald Trump, he's signing a lot of decrees. And, they're doing a lot of imagery, a lot of witchcraft, like you see him in the Oval Office, and he has Elon Musk there for his child. And all that's just create a sense of letting your guard down, feeling at ease, and he's listening to him talking, and he's talking about, whole time he's talking about ensnaring you into a trap. So the user, you got to realize you have two entities working together, man. They both work for the same government. So the left side, they had the Democrats, they set up this thing where they call themselves helping out the Northern Kingdom, bring them over here. They throw them up a wasteful amount of money just for no reason, just to create a situation. And then got the people still up so much in the uproar that they voted dramatically to replace that side of the government out of office, that they settled for Donald Trump, And then once they brought him in, he's coming, I'm coming to do the will of the people. I'm going to grab them all up with these stormtroopers, ICE agents. We're going to gather them all up. We're going to put them in prisons and all this, using that as another way to attack the Northern Kingdom. And then under the guise of that, they say we're going to investigate where all this money is going. And what way we're going to do that, we're going to use AI. We're going to use enhanced technology so that we can find out where all this money going. And we're going to bring this to the system. So this new system that they're bringing in is going to control and give them a reason to do away with all money so they can track all the money. Supposedly of these politicians, we doing under the guise of we doing this for you, the people, because this is your money. But at the same time, they're going to flip it around. And that's called the bait and switch, where they're going to use it against you people, man, the people of Babylon the Great here in America. And therefore, they're going to make you hostages, and they're going to be able to control you by controlling your money. Therefore, you can't hide any money. You can't have any extra access to anything because everything's going to be done, and you're going to be forged into a digital type currency, man. And, and that's that bait and switch, man, because they're going to flip the script. Like they're really going after each other, But their main purpose is to go after the working people, the working class people. Mainly you Israelites, you so-called black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. You're really the main target. And so that's the craftiness of this devil, how he works, man. And how they work two sides together like they warring against each other. But that's like the two horns on the bull, man. And you're caught right in the middle of it. You Israelites, man, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You're the main target. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 14. Wherefore he said, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Christ, Hamashiach, shall give thee light. So we have to wake out of our sleep, man. We can't stay in this stupid slumber, man, and thinking that everything's going to be okay. We just work our 9 to 5, pay our bills, and everything's going to be okay. They're ready to do away with this whole system. They're ready to forge that new system in here any day now. But all they do is need a few crises to bring it in. And once they bring it in, man, it's a wrap, you know. And that new system is going to be in here. And, you know, those of us in this truth, we look forward to them doing this plan because we know their plan is going to be thwarted, man, by Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. He has nothing that he can do, but it's just going to forward Yahushua coming in here and having to do what he has to do, man. And that's taking this devil out of power. Revelation chapter 20, verse 7 through 10. And when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. And what's that talking about? That's talking about the Romans when they came into power. You know, the first time they came into power, you know, and when 1,000 years had expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. So when they came into power, they ruled for a certain period of time. And it started off with Alexander the Greek. And then after his reign, you know, he gave his power to his 4 generals, and, you know, they ruled for a certain period of time. Then Rome was supposed, you know, fell out of power. And that was, there was 1,000 years what they called the Dark Ages. You know, the Dark Ages came in, and that's when they came in. And that's when we ruled during that time, and Rome was taken out of power. Then once that 1,000 years was up, the Roman system came back into power again, because it wasn't really totally destroyed. You know, it was wounded. That was that beast being wounded. And then it came back into power under the, you know, Great Britain and all these other nations. And now you have America, you know, which was born off of Great Britain. And so, and now it's back in total power again after that 1,000 years, you know. Let me continue to read on. Revelation chapter 20, verse 8, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the 4 quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. This kind of goes on in the other future prophecy. Gog and Magog is talking about Russia and the land of Russia. And they're talking about, you know, gathering together for that big battle in the valley of Jehoshaphat. The number of whom is the sand of the sea. Verse 10, and the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beasts and false prophets are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. But it's talking about that 1,000 years, man. That's the time of the Dark Ages, when the Moors, what they call the Moors, really Israelites, that ruled all of Europe, man, and took the devil, you know, they came out of power. But then they came back into power. That's around about the time of Columbus, you know, when he came over here and supposedly discovered America. But that's where the northern tribes were, over here in North America, which is spoken of as Second Esdras. And that's when they came back into power, and that's when they started with the iconoclasm. With iconoclasm, they started painting over the dark images of our prophets, you know, those images, and they started portraying themselves as being non-melanated and, you know, looking like Esau Edom. Revelation chapter 13, verse 11, and I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spoke as a dragon. And that's their system, man, that they have, you know, that beast system. You know, right now you have the Republicans and the Democrats, and they both work hand in hand to deceive the people, you know, give them like you have something that you really can vote for. But really you don't have anything, you know, you're not voting for anything because they all work for one system. to bind you to make slaves out of men. They try to make a permanent slave out of our people. Revelation chapter 13 and 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image of the beast which had the wound by the sword and did live. So that wound, like I said, when Rome went out of power, and now this is Rome 2.0 coming back. And you can see it now. They show it. They can't hide it now, they have the Roman Colosseums, they have the bread and circus, same thing they had it during the time of the Romans, and the significance of it, like when Trump went to the Super Bowl, I think it was called Caesar Palace down in the Superdome down in New Orleans. He's sitting there like the Roman emperors during that time. And really, we feel through the spirit that Trump is Nero. You go back to Roman history. Nero was I think was the last ruler, one of the last rulers during that time for the Roman Empire, fell during that time. And one thing Nero did, was part of deceiving the people, that he tried to burn part of the city and blame it on the Israelites, or we call Christians, but they're really Israelites during that time. And same way he's going to do this time, man. He's coming up with a type of deception to create a scenario where they can go ahead and persecute the Israelites again. And so, everything's being set up in play. They set up their MOTB system under the guise of AI, that they're going to come in and help the people find the money that all these Democrats been wasting way over the years, or been funneling away. But really, it's all set up to guys to ensnare you, the people, the people up under this system, and to tie you into the system. And therefore, they can watch every move that you make and control your move. And they're going to control you through food and other scenarios. And one way they're going to bring in is by having a crisis. Once they're bringing that crisis in, they're going to come in with the fix, and the fix is going to be, you have to bow down to the system. You have to tie into the system in order to be able to buy, eat, or sell, which is spoken of in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, I believe. Shalakia. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. So we're in a deadly serious time, man. They doing a lot of enchantments right now. They throwing and putting on our people, man. And I just kind of thought that White House interview was very kind of weird, man. Just had a weird vibe about it. And they got the child in there as a form of distraction to put you at ease. Think that these guys are family men. They can never beat, do you no harm. But that's how the devil does, man. He plays innocent. He plays innocent so he can deceive you of how he's trying to destroy you. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand and on their foreheads. And no man might buy or sell, say they had the mark or the number of the beast, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And that's going to be the ICBM C-hip that you're going to have to put in either in your hand or in your head somewhere, which Elon spearheads a thing called Neuralink. Bill Gates, with their microchips, they try to bring that into the system, but they're going to put that in your hand, and you're not going to be able to buy or sell, make no type of transactions without them being involved, man. And then they're going to be able to use what they call a social credit score to be able to control you. Now, if you don't meet their standards and you don't fall in line with their system, then you're going to be shut down through your social credit score, man. They're going to control you, whatever you're going to be able to do. You're not going to be able to travel. You're not going to be able to buy. You're not going to be able to sell. You're not going to be able to do anything unless you meet their standards. And that's by submitting to the beast. So Lord will, man, that we are very circumspect in these times. We keep our head on the swivel. We pay attention to what's going on. But we look forward to these things happening because we know that we are comforted by the Holy Ghost, man, the Mashiach, through the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and that we're going to be delivered out of it, through our faith. our faith that the Lord is going to make his return. And that being said, all praise Yahweh, Shem Yahweh Shai. Pray this lesson edifying. With that, say shalom.